Every murder has its moment of origin. When the murder is seeded, it's point zero.
You want me to spend our honeymoon with your ex-wife?
Under my roof.
She's incredible.
She really is.
She's incredible. Yeah, I think they have a really interesting relationship with Lady Tressilian, because obviously Neville is the nephew, so Neville is kind of her immediate family. And I think Audrey's relationship to her is interesting because I feel like she's probably had to prove a lot to Lady Tressilian throughout her growing up, and she kind of has I think Lady Tressilian has a respect for Audrey, which is like, you know, interesting. There might be like similarities there, like, and that she sees. But again, like she has so much power that Audrey can kind of push the boundaries and play the game with her, which Lady Tressilian kind of enjoys, but she can also cut her down in an instant. And she has that power with you, you know. And I love Neville's relationship with her. I just think it's so, like, when he is the golden child with her. Yeah. And I was about to say something, but I don't want to ruin it, even though it's not even a big spoiler, but just how he treats her, he kind of panders to her, and she really, like, she melts, which I think is really powerful. There's a scene where, I don't want to ruin it.
No, but even like Sam said at one point when we were like, it was the first day with Anjelica, and I had this idea that everyone is sort of summoned to her room, and, you know, and stands at the end of the bed or sits at the end of the bed, or and I said to Sam, I said, I don't know, I think Neville just like throws himself on her bed. That there's this weird kind of like slightly sexual thing that, you know, that sort of young man, but it's family, so it's weird, but like I kind of love all of that and Sam and Anjelica was so supportive and embracing of that. She is, there's a reason, and we've said this a lot today, but there really is a reason why she is this sort of Hollywood icon in a way, you know, this sort of legend. She is an incredibly, you know, seasoned and all of that, but an incredibly generous actor, and also a really wonderful kind of human being. So we were very, very lucky to get to work. And I think when you're faced with working with someone like that, you just try and just kind of be as present as you possibly can. And she really, you kind of get it when you're in a scene with, you're like, oh, I get it why you are this icon, because there's something that you can't quite put your finger on that's intoxicating about her. And she was a real joy. We were really, really lucky to all kind of get our time in the bedroom with her.
That was definitely highlight, not just for me, I speak for the whole cast.
100%.
You know, we all shared our Anjelica Huston stories after we had like our scenes with her. But I had a few days with Anjelica because obviously the beginning of the story is so much of Mary and Lady Tressilian. And I was so intimidated going into those scenes, but she was so warm and welcoming, and I had built this sort of image of someone, and she was the opposite. She was very kind and very warm and very, not at all intimidating. You know, she wears her talent so lightly in this very beautiful way, because, you know, Sam yells action and then everything sort of turns on. It's like a switch. And when the camera isn't rolling, she's just very unassuming and sweet and very caring. And she made you feel comfortable, because I think she's aware of the effect that she has on people, and she was definitely wanting to make the other person feel comfortable around her, and it was just such a nice way to spend some time with her, you know, and doing these really fun, delicious scenes. And my favorite scene with Anjelica is probably the one where we argue with each other. Just to go toe to toe with her was so fun.
We only had one scene together, and it was the scene of Kay meeting Lady Tressilian and obviously she's obviously nervous, she's wanting to make a good impression, she's definitely feeling very out of place as it is, and I think it doesn't help that she's assuming, along with everyone else, that she'll be going up to meet her with Neville, and then Neville gets called up with Audrey. So, and that's happened just before. So she's already feeling really not happy about that and probably not very confident. And so it's definitely a difficult moment, probably very scary and intimidated. So I was at least in my mind like, okay, at least I'm supposed to be scared and intimidated. So in the scene, if I am scared and intimidated, I was hoping it would be okay. But I went upstairs and there was Anjelica's green room right next to the bedroom set. And I went in there and just like got to meet her quickly beforehand. And she was just so lovely and friendly. That she does just have this quality. It's very unusual because it's unusual to find sort of, she's so, like she's this thing that's so amazing and so incredible, but she just makes you feel so chill. And so like those are two that's not an easy like combination to have if you're anyone. So, I mean, she's definitely a very special person, but that calmed my nerves. And then we did our scene and it was just that one scene. And I was watching her and she starts and I was thinking, I'm just going to get distracted watching her and I'm going to completely mess up everything I was supposed to do. But I didn't. As soon as we started it, she just, like you said, she just switches, but it's just this atmosphere and it allows you to really relax and get into it with her. I think because she falls into it so much.
So easily.
She brings you with her. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think she just makes it look very effortless.
Yes.
And so you just sort of just do it and you're not thinking about...
Yeah, you're not thinking.
You forget that you're acting with her because
Yeah.
she just makes it feel so effortless.
Yeah, and so it was really very cool. And then
we all had lunch with her out in the sunshine, in the garden.
lunch was the best part, I think.
She shared some stories. It was
She
delightful.
did. She shared some stories and the weather was good that day, which was not every day.